Welcome to our new segment on Transcendentalism. Tonight we will be covering a how-to guide of becoming a Transcendentalist. Our segment will be interviews from Ralph Waldo Emerson, the Transcendentalist Club's most influential member, Henry David Thoreau, an American philosopher in the mid-19th century, and Martin Luther King Jr., an American civil rights activist.
Transcendentalism first originated from a German philosopher, Immanuel Kant, who had used it in his writing. Transcendentalism had come to embody the central idea of New Englander Transcendentalist philosophy. Transcendentalists believed that there is some knowledge or reality or truth that man grasps not through logic or the laws of science, but through the understanding of his divine intellect. Transcendentalists believe that each person should follow his own beliefs and ideas, however divergent from the social norm they might be.
Transcendentalists believe that the individual's intuitive response to any given situation would be the right thing for him to do, that each person is inherently good, capable of making his own decisions, and worth the respect of every other human being.
Hi, I will be interviewing Emerson. What did you mean by saying I'm nothing, I see all from the transparent eyeball?
The transparent eyeball is a metaphor. It represents an eye that absorbs the outside, for example, society and nature, rather than being reflective. I am arguing people to be nonconformists, meaning they should express their individuality instead of following society and therefore becoming a conformist.
What did you mean by saying envy is ignorance, imitation is suicide?
I am telling you that envy, meaning jealousy, is ignorant because you are only caring about what other people have, which causes you to belittle yourself, which makes you seem unsophisticated because it makes you imitate other people, killing yourself and your character in the process.
What is the meaning behind the sublime vision comes to the pure and simple soul in a clean and chaste body?
I am telling people to not be tempted by false visions like alcohol, narcotics, and tobacco. All of these false nectars lead to addiction and to self-destruction. People should rid their bodies of all these false visions and lean towards freedom, nature, and love.
For all those young philosophers out there, what would you tell them to do to become transcendentalists?
I believe that in order for people to become transcendentalists, they have to learn to be more individualistic, to free themselves from society and the opinions of others, and that being one with nature can actually lead to God and to being your true selves. And now we will be interviewing Thoreau. What is the meaning behind if a man does not keep pace with his companions? Perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears.
I'm saying that people should live their lives the way they want to and not follow other people. That you should be nonconformist and create your own path instead of following others people's paths.
We say why level down to our dullest perception and praise that as common sense.
Why live lives that downgrade yourself and make that your day-to-day life? Instead, you could go against conformity and be your best self and make that your day-to-day life.
What did you mean by saying people as well as an individual must do justice, cost what it may?
It means that people have to do the right thing no matter the consequence. People should do whatever it takes to rid injustice from the world.
For the young philosophers out there, what would you tell them to do to become a transcendentalist?
People should be more individualistic and express their own key ideas and beliefs. For example, if a government passes an unjust law and you're the only one against it, you should express your feelings even if it is against everyone. Also, people have to understand that they don't owe any allegiance to a government if that government misbehaves itself. It's okay to disobey laws if you're upholding your morals. We're interviewing Martin Luther King Jr. What does injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere mean?
I'm saying that we as a people cannot think of ourselves as separate or different from other people in the world. We have to understand that we are not different from anyone else, but instead we are all connected and that we have to stand as a group against all the evils that are in the world.
What is the purpose of non-violent direct action seeks to create such a crisis and foster such a tension that a community which has constantly refused to negotiate is forced to confront the issue mean?
It makes the issue non-avoidable and that people can't just brush it away. It brings people into dialogue to resolve an unjust situation. It makes a problem get resolved faster since the problem is being brought to the public and it won't go away until it's resolved.
What does it mean when a just law is a man-made code that squares with the moral law or the law of God? An unjust law is a code that is out of harmony with the moral law mean?
I mean that any law that uplifts the human personality is just, while any law that downgrades the human personality and makes a distinction between different people is unjust. We have the moral responsibility to disobey an unjust law.
For all those young philosophers out there, what would you tell them to become a transcendentalist?
That they have to believe that everyone deserves the same rights and to be treated equally, and that everyone is equal no matter what. Under God's eyes, everyone was a human being, and that everyone should have equal rights. It's everyone's responsibility to make sure people, no matter what color or race, have equal rights and to fight for the rights no matter the punishment. In conclusion, to be a transcendentalist is knowing your individual worth and the goodness of humanity, to know the truth of being and the universe lie outside the reach of the senses and can be grasped only through intuition, and to know yourself and the universal truths.
To be a transcendentalist is to condemn society for its distracting and corrupting materialism, to focus your attention on the human spirit, and to know all forms of being, God, nature, and humanity, are spiritually united through a shared universal soul.
To be a transcendentalist, it is the individual freedom of expression and to fight against conformity, to know that natural world and its relationship to humanity, and to know that the human spirit is reflected in nature.